In Morovis in central Puerto Rico, the only lifeline for this battered city, a single piece of wire.
This used to be part of the bridge that has now completely collapsed in the force of Hurricane Maria's wind. This town now completely isolated.
We journeyed southwest of San Juan along roads caked with debris, finally arriving at the town.
So what are you having to do?
We got to cross, we got to walk little by little. I took him to the hospital.
Anthony, who lives in the San Lorenzo neighborhood, had to cross the river with his father in tow for critical dialysis treatments.
You carried him?
Yeah, I carried him. I tied him to a rope and I went first. I had to do it. I know he was going to die.
Puerto Rico is an island all too familiar with disaster, but this month's onslaught of hurricanes, relentless and trying. This American territory, first hit by Irma, now walloped by Maria. 16 lives lost, 11,000 people still in shelters, with a flash flood warning for this weekend. There is not a corner of this island that has not been devastated. To the east, Vieques, an island itself, isolated, hanging on by a thread with no power or running water. We hitched a ride with Nathan Perrins and Christian Evans, two residents who have stepped up.
Well, it started with Irma. We started flying food over to Tortola. And then we had all the extra food when we got hit with Maria, so we just started distributing it back to the people in Vieques that need it.
That simple idea is now a de facto rescue service, shuttling desperately ill residents to San Juan, where they can receive medical services. For people like Luz Velez, she doesn't know where her husband would be without them.
He just has a heart condition and needs to be taken care of, that's all.
You feel like he couldn't stay there?
No, we had to fly out.
And their help is crucial. With the local hospital so severely damaged, a triage tent had to be set up outside.
We got a shipment of water yesterday, but any other help, then we're still waiting.
A doctor telling us FEMA's only brought them water so far. But 10,000 shipping containers of potential relief bound for businesses are already on the island, parked on the docks in San Juan, just not near anyone who would benefit from them. My colleague Alex Perez talked to Jose Ayala, who provides shipping and logistics services for the island.
The total supply chain of distribution has been interrupted. There's no gas, there's no diesel to move around the island.
In addition, the island's infrastructure so mangled that it would be nearly impossible to distribute the supplies if there were drivers.
We need to restore the electricity power. We need to restore our roads. We need to restore communications.
FEMA telling ABC News anything they have delivered is immediately distributed. There's not a single trailer from FEMA or from response operations that are being held.
This is an island surrounded by water, big water, ocean water.
Today, the president justifying the administration's efforts in Puerto Rico.
They were at their life's end prior to the hurricanes, and now virtually everything has been wiped out. We're literally starting from scratch.
We've all seen the pictures of the parachutes with the big boxes, and they drop them in places with food and so forth. That can be arranged. We're 100 miles long and 35 miles wide. How difficult can that be?
This is the disaster that will define Trump's response to this extraordinary several weeks where we saw 3 powerful storms hit the United States.
10,000 personnel are being sent to the island. 3-star General Jeffrey Buchanan now in Puerto Rico to lead the recovery effort.
You've suffered a tremendous devastation, and we are there with you. This recovery is going to take a very long time.
But criticism still mounting. Many saying not enough is being done to help Puerto Rico and the American citizens who call this island home. The president this morning once again raising questions about whether the federal government should pay to rebuild, tweeting, "Big decisions will have to be made as to the cost of its rebuilding." And this assertion from the Department of Homeland Security.
It is really a good news story in terms of our ability to reach people and the limited number of deaths.
Eliciting a strong response from Carmen Yulin Cruz, the mayor of San Juan, on CNN.
Maybe from where she's standing, it's a good news story. When you're drinking from a creek, it's not a good news story. When you don't have food for a baby, it's not a good news story. When you have to pull people down from their buildings, because I'm sorry, but that really upsets me and frustrates me.
It is undeniably harder to get supplies to Puerto Rico than it is to Texas or to Florida, but that's not an excuse. The federal government has ships. The federal government has planes. There's a way to get this done.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio, whose constituency includes more than 1 million Puerto Ricans, visited earlier this week.
Our response needs to be above and beyond what we would ordinarily do in an event like this. I hope that we don't see Katrina-like images.
Celebrities also making public pleas for more help. Puerto Rican stars recording videos in support of their beloved island.
The devastation is beyond belief.
Puerto Rico needs your help, and I'm calling on everyone to support and donate.
$1 that you give us, $1 that will get to the victims.
There's a lot that needs to be done over the next few months.
This is what happened over here. A challenge some businesses are already taking on. Last week, my colleague Rob Marciano met Maria Ortiz, a caregiver at a hard-hit nursing home.
We can't let them die, and we need help, all the help we can get.
Struggling to keep 11 patients alive, their generator low on fuel.
Now I see when that generator runs out.
What's we gonna do? What we gonna do?
Rob's report was seen by Al Lalo, the Florida CEO of Invicta Watch Company.
It's in our nature to help the community.
Loading up the company's jet with $15,000 of severely needed supplies like medicine, food, and water, all for this nursing home. With roads still impassable, Eyal and our crew managed to get to her.
Maria, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I saw the piece on the news. We have a whole airplane load just for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh my God, I don't know how can I say thank you, God. God never left us alone.
The single act of kindness. It's only a drop in the bucket. So many more needed to bring this once vibrant island back to life. For Nightline, I'm Eva Pilgrim in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Let me give you a hug. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.